It has finally occurred once again. The Dead Island 2 release date has officially been moved. And I know what you're thinking. I've had this game pre-ordered since 2015. What's happening? It's been delayed, then delayed, time and time again. New trailers keep coming out, but the game just keeps getting further and further away. So when exactly did this game get pushed to? It is now coming out on April 21st, 2023. It actually got moved a week forward. It's not getting delayed. What timeline is this? This was definitely not on my 2023 bingo card. Originally intended to come out on April 28th, 2023, the same date as Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which would have been one hell of a day for AAA releases, by the way. But now Dambuster Studios has come out to say that they are moving their release date 1 week closer. And with their posting of this new date, Dambuster Studios has also officially announced that Dead Island 2 has gone gold, meaning that a now content complete version of the game exists. Going gold in simpler terms, there is now a game ready to be released. So there's some good to this, there's some bad, but it's mainly a positive thing, so let's dive deep into it. Going gold essentially means if I, OniZombies, walk on into Best Buy to go pick up Dead Island 2 when it releases, go to pick up my 2015 pre-order copy, the version that I'm going to be getting is one that both Deep Silver and Dambuster Studios have deemed worthy of playing on day one. When they made this announcement, there's a functioning version of the game existing out there now, which probably leads you to the next question: if it's ready, why don't they release it now? And mainly the reason is bugs and fixes. So all the time being spent from now into release for the next 2 months, they are going to be committed to ensuring that the game is as polished as it can be. And since there is a good amount of time, you could probably expect a pretty hefty day one patch, if I'm being honest. And I mean, this is kind of the norm nowadays. Developers putting all of their improvements and bug fixes all bundled up into a nice 10 to 20 gigabit update for you on day one. I mean, it's exactly what occurred to Dying Light 2, Cyberpunk 2077, and various other games out there. Day one patches are essential, especially for last gen versions at this point, which Dead Island 2 will be launching for. And in some circumstances, it's virtually unplayable without having them installed. One thing I do want to mention is the sign of Dambuster pushing their game 1 week forward kind of instills confidence. If the game was in an absolutely disastrous state, was completely unplayable, not able to run properly, where characters walk through walls or T-pose their life away, they would probably take that extra week to go ahead and work on improving what they currently have. But that's not the case here at all. They're bringing the game forward. They want to release it quicker, so it's a little bit of a reassurance to say the least. I mean, I do have some of my own personal worries that hopefully get addressed and fixed over the next few weeks. Majority of the gameplay that we've seen so far for Dead Island 2 has been on next gen and also PC. It looks really good, aside from that right there. But for all my PS4 and Xbox One fans out there, I really want to know what this game looks like on last gen, and also what raw uncut gameplay looks like. That's really only my major complaint thus far. There are little minor nitpicks that I have, such as certain animations, physical reactions, and just overall general zombie population, but I'm sure that'll be fixed by then, because a lot of what we have been seeing in the past month or so has been looking awesome. Dead Island 2 has been heavily in the news, especially when Game Informer did a massive coverage over on their YouTube channel, showcasing the new flesh system. And this is one of the things I'm massively stoked for. It looks incredible and quite the technical achievement. In a 13-minute long interview, developers talk about their new system, how it was created from the ground up to make sure attacks are super satisfying. They want the gore and the blood to be something new and unique that you don't often see nowadays. They want to ensure that when you attack zombies, you can see their skin, bones, and body parts being disintegrated. And in this interview, they really go in depth here about how each zombie is affected differently depending on their shapes and sizes. They want players to feel the weight of their attacks, how it pierces through the different layers of skin, fat, and muscle. It was a system completely made for Dead Island 2, and honestly, I think I'm very much impressed by it from what I'm seeing. They want players to experience a progressive feeling as they hack away at the flesh, clothes, and limbs. They want your attacks to look and feel like you're slowly slicing them down, and kind of give you a realistic feeling to it, make it feel engaging, practically be able to chop up zombies into a bloody pulp, and if you strike the same area over and over, you can watch the muscles tear right off. This system, alongside some of the other tactics the developers are using, such as carefully crafting their locations to push for fights and encounters to happen as frequently as possible, it's going to pair very nicely together. They want the player to be fighting. They want the player to be using their skill cards and getting into mayhem and ultimately have fun. It's going to be a game, from the looks of it, with full enjoyment of wacky and satisfying ways to kill enemies. You are only going to be fighting zombies in Dead Island 2. No human fights at all in here, and they wanted to make sure that this was done the right way. So they spent years of development plotting exactly how to get this flesh system working, and honestly, it looks like they might have nailed it. And this procedural system that they made may actually revolutionize blood and gore in gaming now. Trust me, I know, that is a big statement to declare. Dambuster says they're really aiming to be one of the goriest games to ever exist, and from the looks of it, they may actually be able to deliver in this regard. There are so many instances and scenes where the gore is just on full showcase, but myself, a small depressed YouTuber, doesn't want to show you because I'm gonna get demonetized. But take my word for it. Overall though, I'm fairly optimistic when it comes to the next gen versions. I know that Dead Island 2 has gone through a lot of rough patches throughout the years, but it looks like the game actually exists, and we can't really say that for some other zombie games that may or may not be released in 2023. I don't think it's happening. Oh shit, they posted a new tweet. But now, since the game is gold, you're going to start seeing a huge flood of Dead Island 2 related posts. Marketing for this game is definitely going to skyrocket. It has slowly been increasing the last few months. Nearly every other week since December, they've been showcasing different trailers for each of their Slayers: Jacob, Amy, Ryan, Danny, and Carla, with one more remaining. Ryan, he's my favorite. He's a stripper. He's also a firefighter, which, fun fact, I actually wanted to be one at one point too. I know a lot of fans in the Dying Light community do share some interest with Dead Island 2, so when April comes around, we're going to be eating good. In Dying Light 2, you'll be getting combat physics, a brutality upgrade, as well as transmog in April. Launching all aside Dead Island 2, definitely going to be an exciting month. But to end, all the signs are pointing towards Dambuster being confident in their product being released. So honestly, I think you could start expecting more gameplay to be coming. I imagine new trailers, interviews, and more sit-down sessions like this one will be occurring very soon. I also wouldn't be surprised if they do another major showcase like they did a few months back with the live action element to it. We'll have to wait and see for it. I mean, Dambuster did actually go ahead and send me this signed copy magazine, so thanks so much for that. Myself and many other content creators have been receiving this as well. Creators, press, gaming journalists who don't know how to play Cuphead have been and are getting their hands on the game as well. Some got it as early as August 2022, some in September, some also in January. And so far, a lot of the responses that we're seeing, granted, only some of them are allowed to be public, but they're overwhelmingly positive, mostly praising the flesh system and talking about the advantages of the skill card system. And it just makes me so much more excited for what's coming in the future of this game. Behind the scenes, a lot of playtests are occurring for Dead Island 2, as you would expect. But right now, this is their moment to go ahead and really capitalize on that extra time to deliver a final product that is finished and good. Danny, I'm actually quite hopeful for the future, but those are just my thoughts, and I'd be happy to hear yours. And with all that said, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.